A problem that I need a solution to is my unorganized desk. My desk has pens, pencils, papers, and other supplies all over it with nothing organized or in a place. I needed to build a desk organizer that would solve this problem. I needed a 1 by 10 by 8 foot board, measuring tape, screws, a screwdriver, brackets, a drill and saw, and a paintbrush and paint. I started out by buying a 1 by 10 by 8 foot board. My original design had a divider 4 inches inward from the left and small shelves 3 inches tall and 8 inches long. It had the top and bottom's dimensions as 10 by 12 inches, and the board I bought was already 10 inches wide, so the width was all set. Since I wanted it 12 inches long, I had to add the thickness of the wood. The wood is 3/4 of an inch wide. I added 12 inches plus the width of both sides to make the length of the wood 13.5 inches long. I started out by cutting the top and bottom. I measured out 13.5 inches long. As I measured out 13.5 inches, I made a mark and drew a straight line so it was easier to cut. I did the same thing to the other side. Under the supervision of my dad, I cut the boards. I cut the other side, which would be the bottom. I cut the board up until I had all the pieces I needed for the organizer. I had the 2 shelves, the top and bottom, and the sides and divider. I measured exactly where the brackets needed to go in order to support the sides. Later, I drilled the holes. I screwed in the brackets on the bottom to support the sides. I then measured 7 1/4 inches to place the divider. After I had all the brackets screwed in, I started to paint. Initially, I was going to make it using very thin wood slats. Then, to make it more durable, I chose to use 1-inch pine wood. Since the pine was 3/4 of an inch, the measurements were different from my original drawing. When I began building it, a couple times I had to remeasure and re-drill holes, and I found that I couldn't make the bottom and top 12 inches anymore. I had to make the length 13.5 inches. I also learned that it is important to measure twice to double check. Because I measured carefully with a pencil, all the cuts were easy and the holes were easy to drill so the pieces fit in together.